swings second, and that will force Kevin Smith, and that will retire the side in the 6th inning. The play goes 6-4. 1 hit, 2 men left at the end of 6. New Ulm 4, Oconomowoc nothing. Well, here comes New Ulm in the tying with a 4-0 lead. It will be the center fielder, Jim Leslie, then back to the top of the order, and Brian Robbie and Chad Stoll. Leslie has struck out and walked, both against Spagenberg, the starter. A strike is as Paul Smith begins his 2nd inning of relief. Swing and a miss at the hook. He had him swinging, and it is no balls and 2 strikes. New Ulm with a pair in the 1st and 2 more in the 5th inning. We're in the top of their 7th, but we play 9 in the national tournaments, and the pitch is outside.
Smith is showing why he's 11-1. He's a very smart pitcher. He keeps the ball down, and he changes speeds very well.
And the pitch is swung on and grounded on 1 hop to short. Fremming will play the room service hop and throws him out. And there is 1 down, and Smith has been flawless. He has retired 4 in a row since coming on here in relief of Spagenberg. He is a good-looking pitcher. Well, that'll bring up Brian Robbie, the spark plug of this New Ulm team, and he reaches out and taps one toward the mound. Smith backs up, still on the mound, and then tosses him out at first base. So Robbie is retired 1-3. And New Ulm so far is giving Smith plenty of assistance by swinging at some pitches that they probably shouldn't be swinging at. And here is Chad Stoll. Chad has walked and scored, singled and popped up, and the first pitch to him is high for ball 1. Chad wears number 10. Smith kicks and throws, and it is inside. 2 balls and no strikes. New Ulm in their state tournament, 2-1, lost to St. Paul Jacobson 4-3 in 9, and the pitch hits him right in the rib cage area. And Chad going to try and shake it off a little bit.
I think it maybe got him on the elbow of his left arm. That seems what he's holding on to right now.
That might have been the funny bone.
And does that hurt?
Yep, that now the first baseman Eckert's going to say something to him, and Jeff Stowe has called time. I think it was a breaking pitch. I don't think it was a fastball that got him, but it depends on exactly where it got him. 2 balls. Well, that's the first hit batter. The count was 2-1 when Stowe was hit. And that really is the first mistake that Smith has made. And you know, down by 4, he didn't mean to. The pitch just kind of got away from him. Here is Aaron Allen. He is singled and scored, grounded out, fly to right to drive in a run. The first pitch to him is high for ball 1. Stoll on at first with 2 men out in the 7th inning. Top half. And the pitch high and inside. And it is 2 balls and no strikes. And here comes Arnie Kirkenwitz out of the dugout. Then you've got to wonder what Smith has got left after 9 innings last night, and after an inning and 2/3 here. Todd Paff now has come in from the bullpen.
Smith, I think, caught his cleat in the clay that time and turned his ankle a little bit, and the combination of those 2 things caused that pitch to sail high and wide, almost went to the backstop.
This is an excellent mound, by the way. You know, it's very level, which most mounds that I know New Ulm High School plays on are not. And the pitch is swung on and fouled right back here. It is 2 balls and 1 strike, and I'll tell you, that is very important to a pitcher about what type of mound he is working on, because, you know, at home you've got the same mound all the time, but you go into various ballparks and it really depends upon how much attention they pay to the park.
Very true.
It makes a difference. 2 balls and 1 strike, and a little ground ball toward third. Barker will have just 1 play. That'll be the first. Low throw, but Eckert bobbles in and he is safe. Good call by the first base umpire, Don Proctor. Low throw, and that's been a characteristic of Barker tonight. Eckert had the ball, but he was juggling it. It never did hit the ground. It'll be an error on the third baseman.
Now, that was just a routine play, and Barker just didn't put enough on it, and New Ulm has a mild threat going here with 2 out, and Scott Schmidt, the cleanup hitter, coming to the plate, who had a big double, of RBI double in the first inning.
He walked into it, reached on an error in the 5th inning. 3 errors tonight on Oconomowoc, and the first pitch is inside to him for ball 1. In the state tournament, after losing 4-3 in 9 innings to Jacobson, they bounced back and beat New Ulm 10-5 before being ousted by Hutchinson 8-2. And Hutchinson left early in this tournament. The crowd trying to get something going here for New Ulm. Smith's delivery, swung on, a little pop-up on the infield. The second baseman, Jason Benson, in front of the bag, says, "I'll take it." He does, and that will retire the side in the 7th inning. There was 1 error, 2 men left, and after 6.5, it is New Ulm 4 and Oconomowoc nothing. Oconomowoc coming to bat in the bottom of the 7th to face Mike Cheezel. They trail 4-0. In their state tournament, they lost to Janesville 9-3. Then beat De Pere 12-2, Beaver Dam 13-3, Beloit 22-3, Beloit 8-2, and then beat Janesville for the championship to get here 10-4. In this tournament, after beating Maynard, they lost to Barrington, and they've reeled off 3 wins in a row. So they know what it's like to have their backs to the wall. They basically cruise through the regions in Burlington. They beat Genoa City 8-5, Kenosha 16-9, Racine 12-1, Kenosha again 11-10. They were down to West Allis 7-0 after 4, but came back to beat them 8-7. So don't count them out yet. The first pitch to Eckert is a strike called. Eckert has grounded to short and singled in the 5th inning. Mike Cheezel has given up 6 hits as the pitch is swung on, drilled toward right. Kurt Forbrook backing up, and he makes the catch on where the warning track would extend if it went all the way to the foul line, and there is 1 out.
That ball was well hit, and it was slicing away from Forbrook, who made a nice play running towards the right field foul pole.
Well, this will bring up the pitcher, Paul Smith, who in his only appearance reached on a fielder's choice, and Cheezel starts him with a hook for strike 1. I did not, well, we'll finish that here in just a second. The pitch is low, and it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Did Jeff indicate to you, Jim, where he might go in relief?
I talked to him this afternoon, and he indicated that Cheezel would probably be relieved by Chad Stoll.
I see. And the pitch is high for a ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, Stoll has got 8 2/3 innings left, 1 appearance. Hulke's got 6 2/3 and 2 appearances. And the pitch is high and inside, and it is 3-1. Bobby Selner has got 1 appearance and 5 2/3, and Kevin Selner's got 2 appearances and 9 1/3. Kevin started last night. And the pitch is swung on and ripped toward left. Traurig will play it on the second bounce and get the ball back into the infield. And the pitcher, Paul Smith, with a rocket to left field. And that is hit number 6 for Oconomowoc.
Quite frankly, Oconomowoc has hit the ball harder than New Ulm, but they're down in this game 4-0. They've lined to right a couple of times. They lined to left once. Traurig made a fine running catch in the 1st inning, and Leslie took a hit away, I think, 2 innings ago, with a liner to center with men on 1st and 2nd.
Here is the ever-dangerous Beaver Brewitt. Fastball high for ball 1. Nobody has been able to figure out what this guy can hit. He's flied to left, struck out, and singled. And I mean, in the 1st inning, he hit a shot down the left field line that Traurig dove and made a sensational catch on. There is a strike called. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Tim Frumming would be next. You've got 1 on. Smith on at first, 1 man out, bottom of the 7th. New Ulm 4, Oconomowoc nothing. Stoll on the grass at 3rd, infield double play depth, and the pitch is outside. And Allen makes a nice play to keep it in front of him. About the only way, perhaps, to contain Brewitt is put somebody on in front of him. That way he can't use that speed. And the pitch is a hook on that's just off the outside part of the plate. And Cheezel is in danger of doing just that now as he's behind Brewitt, 3 balls and 1 strike.
That was a comment that Jeff Stoll made today. Pitching and defense and keep Brewitt off the bases was going to win this game. And so far, other than that single that he had in, I think, the 5th inning, they have done just that.
3-1. Oh, the pitch inside for ball 4.
Just missed.
And that is going to be walk number 3 off of Cheezel. Down to second base goes Smith, and Tim Frumming is the number 2 man in the batting order, and all of a sudden Oconomowoc has got something going here. They have got Smith on at second base, Brewitt on at first base, and Frumming will step into the batter's box. He's got a base hit. He's grounded out to short, fly to center. He is 1 for 3, and he will play college ball at Mankato State. Fastball, outside, ball 1. That may have been a curve. So Cheezel on the ropes again. And the pitch on the way. Did he go? I believe he did. Strike. Ty Cayley rung him up.
That would have been ball 2
Yep.
if he hadn't gone.
Yep. Tried to check his swing but could not. Bob Anderson is in the on-deck circle. Fastball swung on, grounded through the hole and out of the reach of Schmidt. Holding at third base will be Smith. To second base goes Brewitt. On at first is Tim Fremming.
I believe they could have scored on that play.
No
if
question.
He had sent the runner, but I guess made the decision that he wasn't going to take himself out of a big inning by having a runner thrown out the plate, and that was probably a pretty good decision.
Speaking of taking somebody out, Jeff Stoll is on the mound right now. Right now, Oconomowoc has got the tying run at the plate with nobody, with 1 man out in the bottom half of the 7th inning, and New Ulm now has got the force at any base and will probably be looking to try to turn a double play. Anything slowly hit, they will probably try and come home on, but they're not going to pull the infield in. They've got a 4-0 lead, and Anderson can tie it with 1 swing of the bat, and he's capable. He's popped to second, popped to third, and struck out swinging. And for the year, he's got 2 homers, 46 RBIs, but he sports a .447 average. The pitch. Outside, ball 1.
New Ulm is at double play depth. They're going to go for the 2 and give up that run if they don't get it.
And the pitch. Fastball swung on, drilled towards center. It'll fall in front of Leslie, and it bounces by him. It bounces by him. Scoring is Smith. Behind him is Brewitt. And that will clear the bases. Is also coming in to score is Fremming all the way from first base, and it is a 4-3 ball game. And Oconomowoc is come back. The ball just bounced by Jim Leslie. And that will be all for Mike Cheezel. We've got a pitching change. There's a break in the action. New Ulm 4 and Oconomowoc 3. Well, we are back. It is now 4-3 as Chad Stoll will come on here for New Ulm. And of the 8 hits that Oconomowoc has tonight, 2 of them have been for doubles. Cheezel struck out 4, and he walked 3. He has given up 3 runs, and the third baseman, Mike Barker, has hit one down to third base, and Sellner threw the ball low. And Barker will be safe at first. It'll be an error on Bob Sellner. And things are going from bad to worse.
Yeah, what looked like a very secure lead here has all of a sudden evaporated, and the tying run is at third base. There's 1 out. The number 5 hitter Kepfer at the plate, who hit a long fly ball last time up.
And the first pitch to Kepfer is a ball. Kepfer is 0 for 3 here tonight. Tough spot for Chad Stoll. And the pitch. Strike call. A fastball on the outside part of the plate. Good pitch by Chad Stoll. Oconomowoc trying to come back and doing an excellent job of it. And the pitch is swung on and grounded into right field. A base hit. Anderson scores. We are tied at 4.
Boy, that runner at second base just got back in there. Forbrook, the cut, made a throw to the cutoff man, Schmidt. The runner on second was just jogging back to first, and Schmidt almost ran him down, and the kid didn't even see him as he was behind him. Just got back.
Well, stopping at second is Barker. And Oconomowoc up there swinging, and the first pitch is a swing and a foul back to the screen here. So we've got a brand new game. Runners on first and second, 1 out and a check swing, and they asked the first base umpire, Don Proctor, who says he didn't go. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is Kevin Smith, who flied to left, grounded to short and walked. And the pitch, a ground ball towards second. Schmidt will step on the bag, and his throw is low, and a nice pickup by Bloomer. And the play will go 6-3 on the double play. They get the lead man Kepfer first, and that will take care of Oconomowoc, who comes up with 4 big runs on 4 base hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left, and the score at the end of 7, New Ulm 4, Oconomowoc 4. It belongs to Stoll and to Smith now. As we move to the top half of the 8th inning.
Says all the makings of a nail biter.
Marshall Bloomer will start things off, and the pitch is outside for ball 1. And Jim, you commented to the break about a nice defensive pickup by Bloomer on Schmidt's throw to end the inning. And here's the pitch swung on, drilled into center field, a base hit. So Marshall Bloomer will try to put New Ulm back on top with a base hit. And Bloomer now is 1 for 4, and the New Ulm crowd starts to come alive, as that is only, and this is hard to believe, but it's only the 4th hit for New Ulm.
New Ulm has been very opportunistic in this tournament so far. They, I think, have won most of their ball games with fewer hits, but they have just taken advantage of the scoring opportunities as they've arisen.
Well, we've got Stoll talking to Marshall Bloomer now, and we've got Bob Sullner. Well, now we're going to get we got Todd Paff coming out on deck. Bob Sullner. Well, they probably will put Sullner in Cheesel's spot, and probably put, well, Paff is in the on-deck circle. We'll figure it out when it gets here. Here's Trollick swinging and lifting one high to left field. The left fielder, Kevin Smith, is under it now, and there is 1 down. And back to first base goes Marshall Bloomer. And we are going to see Todd Paff here to come up and bat.
I would think that he would enter the game in Sellner's spot in the batting order. No, we've got that wrong. Cheesel must have been replaced by Forbrook.
Yep. Yep, you're absolutely right. Well, here's Todd Paff up with Bloomer on first, and 1 man out, and the pitch to him is swung on and foul back here. Todd had a rip.
Be interesting to see who Oconomowoc is going to be throwing the next inning, because I believe this is Smith's last inning that he can throw.
That is correct. Paff is hitting .313 with a homer, 11 RBIs. He's 2 for 4 in the tournament with an RBI. 2 triples, 6 doubles. And the pitch is way outside. And your count now to Todd Paff has reached 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch, swing and a miss. He pulled the string on him. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out, top of the 8th. New Ulm with 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 5th. But shades of last night, Oconomowoc with 4 in the 7th to tie it up. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He went after the curve way out of the strike zone. And Smith with his 2nd strikeout, 2 down. And now we get Bob Sullner, who entered the game in the last inning, batting here in the 8th. Sullner got a base hit last night. Right-handed batter. 2 out, Bloomer on first. Pitch is low for a ball. Sullner is 2 for 4 with the Legion team, hitting at .500. And all of his at-bats with the team this year have come in this tournament. He did not bat in the districts. Now time is called as the second baseman Benson wants to tie his shoe. Well, you want drama? You got it.
These next 2 innings are going to be nail biters, and I suppose there's a chance that we could end up with an extra inning finale here.
Things were looking pretty good for New Ulm. Here's the pitch. Strike called. Beauty by Smith on the outside corner.
Someone yesterday mentioned about New Ulm being the cardiac kids, so they put us in that same predicament tonight.
Here's the pitch. No, good pitch by Sullner. Smith wanted it, didn't get it from the home plate umpire. And Bob is going to have to be a swinger now. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch is inside, and Sullner has worked the count now to 3-1 with the number 9 man in the batting order due up here. That would be Jim Leslie. And then you'd go back to the top, and Brian Robbie. Pitch, strike on the outside corner. Sullner couldn't believe it, and the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Cayley is serving notice. If you let more than 2 pitches in a row go by, he's going to ring you up if it's close. It's that simple. Bloomer with a lead at first. 3-2, 2 out. There he goes. Here's a little tapper toward third. This could be a tough play. Barker fields it. Here's his throw. It is in time to get Sullner. And that will take care of New Ulm in the 8th inning. 1 hit. They waste the leadoff single by Bloomer. 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. New Ulm 4, Oconomowoc 4. Bottom half of the 8th inning. It will be Benson, Eckert, and they'll pinch hit for Smith, I believe. And the first pitch is low for ball 1. Of course, he is such a good hitter that they may decide to let him hit and then bring in the new pitcher, but he is done. Chad Stoll on in relief, and the pitch is high. 1 ball, or 2 balls now, and no strikes. Stoll, this is his 17th game, and the pitch is high. It is 3-0. 85 2/3 innings, 82 hits, 36 earned runs, an ERA at 2.94, 73 walks, 83 strikeouts, 6 hits batters, 17 wild pitches, and 1 balk, and the pitch is a strike. It is 3-1. Chad's record is 9-4. He's got a save and 2 shutouts. He pitched the first game of the tournament against State College. The 3-1 to Benson way outside, and they've got the leadoff man on. Remember,
I'm a little surprised that Chad has come in, and he has thrown, I think, the last batter got 5 straight fastballs, and that's not like him. He's a breaking ball pitcher. He needs to establish that curveball, get them looking curveball, then he can get that fastball by him. I think you'll have a bunt situation in this.
And the first pitch is a ball inside, ball 1. By the way, Cheezel threw 108 pitches. Stoll against State College, 7 2/3 innings, 44 batters faced, 9 runs, 7 earned runs, 12 hits, span 5 walks, 6. And here's a bunt foul. And it is 1-1. Then he came in the other night against Oconomowoc last night, 2/3 of an inning, faced 4 men, gave up 2 runs, both earned, 2 hits, and walked 1. So Chad threw 192 pitches against State College, and I am amazed that
he's got much left.
Yeah, boy, no kidding. Golden opportunity for Oconomowoc. The pitch is low and in the dirt, and Allen pounces on it off to the left side of the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. Boy, you got to give Oconomowoc credit. They played this afternoon. Tough ball game with Midland. Down 4-0 to New Ulm in New Ulm's own ballpark, and they've come back to tie it up and silence this New Ulm crowd.
This is a good time, however, for this New Ulm crowd to pick it up and get with their...
Here's a bunt out in front of the mound. Stoll is going to go to second to Brian Robbie, and they get the lead man. Great play, and Robbie ends up on top of Benson. 1-4. Great play by Chad Stoll. Allen hollering at him all the way because Chad had his back to second base, and Allen has got to tell him where to go with that throw, and Chad never even hesitated. He picked it up, whirled, and threw, and was able to get Benson in plenty of time. And now you've got 1 man out, and the first pitch is low for ball 1 to Paul Smith, and my theory here was correct. Smith is such a good hitter that they're going to let him swing away here and then replace him. Here's a ground ball headed through the hole and into left field.
Could be ahead here 5-4. I'm glad that it didn't. I was going to make another observation, is that ball that Stoll fielded on the bunt and threw to second base, he is cat-like off the mound. I don't think that there's a better fielding pitcher in a bunt situation than Chad Stoll in the state of Minnesota. He is just excellent off the mound.
Well, New Ulm has got a real problem now, as we've got a pinch runner. I believe they said Bob Cook would be the pinch runner. So Bob Cook enters here as the pinch runner, and the first pitch to Beaver Brewitt is a ball. And I'll tell you what, this guy is a tough out. And the pitch swung on, grounded toward third. Sullner will run to the bag, and that will be his only play. Nice piece of pitching by Chad Stoll, and a heads-up play by Bob Sullner as Stoll got the curveball over, and Brett with a slow roller to third base Selner taking it unassisted.
That was a tough play for Bobby Selner at third. That ball came off spinning. He got it out on the end of the bat. It was spinning a great deal going down to third. Easy one to kick.
So now there are 2 men out, and the first pitch is a ball to Fremming. Now you got Cook on at second, Beaver on at first, and a strike called. And the one nice thing about having Cook at second base is the fact that Brewitt's behind him.
Yes.
He can't make things happen at third base. Pitch to Fremming. It looked good from here, but Cayley would not give it to him. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. Fremming tonight has got a couple of base hits, scored a run, grounded out, fly to center, and he swings and drills one in the air in right field. It is down the right field line, but hooking foul. Wellman with a long run tried to dive in foul territory, couldn't quite come up with it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fremming singled in that 7th inning. But the big blow was Bob Anderson's double that bounced in front of Leslie and just took one of those bad hops right over his head, and 3 runs scored.
That ball hit to Leslie. No one feels worse than he did, but he was running to his left. It hit the grass, which I presume is wet, and just kind of skittered over his right shoulder.
2-2 pitch, too high. It's 3-2. Well, Anderson would be next. The Great Lakes Region 5 Championship is at stake here. The winner goes to Kokomo, Indiana, the World Series. Pitch swung on, popped up on the infield. Marshall Bloomer says, "I'll take it," in front of the bag. He makes the catch, and that will take care of New Ulm, or of Oconomowoc in the 8th inning. Chad Stoll comes on and does the job. 1 hit, 2 men left. We go to the top of the 9th. It is New Ulm 4 and Oconomowoc 4. All right, we got changes for Oconomowoc. Okay, Beaver Brewitt comes in from center to pitch. We'll try to get the rest here.
Benson's in center.
All right, Rick Gergen will take over the second base duties. Jason Benson will move to center for Beaver Brewitt. So it looks like that Gergen has been inserted in the number 9 spot here. And everything else in your batting order will remain the same. So Gergen, to start the 9th inning, is now the new second baseman. And see what we can... Smith, by the way, we'll give you the numbers on Smith. 3 innings, 12 batters, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, no walks. So the game belongs to the Beaver. And Brewitt, this will be his 14th game, 1 complete, 27 and a third innings, 16 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned, an ERA of 1.02, 22 walks, 42 strikeouts. He's 3-0 with 7 saves. This is his 4th appearance of the tournament. He's pitched 2 innings, given up 2 hits, 1 run, which was not earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and has a save. The first man he faces will be Jim Leslie. And it's low, ball 1. After Leslie, we go back to the top of the New Ulm batting order, and Brian Robbie. Top of the 9th, 4-4. Brewitt with an average fastball, and he uses the curve and catches the outside corner on Leslie. And it is 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. Sidearm fastball in there for a strike. And it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Leslie tonight has struck out, walked and scored, and is grounded out to short. And the pitch is high. He had a notion going after the fastball, laid off. And it is 2-2.
Brewitt looks sneaky quick. I think he's going to throw more fastballs than breaking pitches.
And he comes in sidearm and misses low, 3-2. Anderson came up out of the crouch, ready to gun it to third, but Ty Cayley said, "Not yet, Bob." Curveball is a pitch that Beaver will use as a changeup. His biggest asset is he throws strikes. He won the state tournament championship game 10-4, and he hadn't given up an earned run going into that. He swings and fouls it back here, and the count rides along. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, in this situation, here is where it helps to be the home team. And Oconomowoc is the home team. Here is the pitch, and it is low, and Leslie walks, and Anderson is very disgusted with himself. And with the leadoff walk, that brings to the plate Brian Robbie.
everything in the ninth inning becomes super important and players get super animated. I think that Brewitt thought that he had 2 balls that were called balls that very well could have been strikes, and he's upset.
Top of the ninth inning, 1 out. Here's Brian Robbie. Pitch in there for a strike. Robbie tonight is grounded to second, grounded to third, reached on an air and scored and hit a comebacker, and the pitch is high. It is 1-1. Robbie with an excellent eye at the plate. Hitless in 4 trips tonight and is only 2 for 21 in the tournament. So he is due. Chad Stoll would be next. Then it's Aaron Allen. And the pitch inside and nearly got him. Sends Robbie reeling, and he finally falls down in front of the mound. 2 balls and 1 strike. Third baseman Barker going to come in to talk to Beaver Brewitt, who has been Mr. Everything offensively and defensively. He's really done everything but pitch in the critical situation, and that's exactly what he's doing now. 2 balls and 1 strike from the stretch. The lefty kicks and throws. Nice pitch on the outside corner, a call strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Robbie walks back to the on-deck circle to the runway to say something to Chad Stoll. I think Brian said, my goodness, he's got a big strike zone.
He is an outside corner umpire and does not call the inside corner.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and laced toward right. Scurrying over there is Cutler, and he makes the catch, and there is 1 down.
I believe that you very well might see a bunt here from Chad Stoll. Chad is better than an adequate bunter. We've got Aaron Allen coming up, number 3. That runner needs to get moved up into scoring position. It's a tough decision to make, but it wouldn't surprise me to see that decision being made right now.
If you're looking ahead to the Oconomowoc ninth, Bob Anderson, Mike Barker, John Kupfer, 3, 4, and 5. The pitch on the way. A bunt. Fouled it back here. Jim, you called it right on the nose with 1 out. New Ulm is going to try and sacrifice.
I don't know. He did not try to sacrifice there. He tried a drag bunt. This will be interesting to see whether he wanted him to drag bunt or whether he wanted to sacrifice.
Well, now, if you're Barker, he's going to back up a step. What's going through your mind if you're Barker now? They're going to hold with a runner at first base, obviously. Eckert holding with Leslie. Here's the bunt attempt. He lets it go by, and it cost him, and Stoll's in the hole now, 0-2. It may be all right to square around with no strikes on you, but you square around with 1 strike, and you let up, and it's in there. Now it's 0-2. And now Chad has got to swing at anything close to the plate with Cayley behind the plate. Here is the pitch, and he sawed him off, and it's fouled back and out of play. 0-2. We've got 1 out. New Ulm batting, top of the 9th. New Ulm 4, Oconomowoc 4. New Ulm led 4-0 going into the bottom of the 7th inning when Oconomowoc got to Mike Cheezel with the aid of a bases-loaded double by Bob Anderson that took a bad hop past Jim Leslie in center. And now Brewitt gets tired of waiting and steps out. Here's the pitch, inside, and it is 1-2.
He really let up on that one. If it had been over the plate, I think he would have had Stoll, who was expecting the fastball.
Brewitt will change speeds. The left-hander fires. It is low. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes with Aaron Allen hoping for an opportunity. Barker now backing up even with a bag at third. Eckert at first. Your infield double play depth, and the pitch is outside. It is 3 balls and 2 strikes, and Brewitt now walks toward the third base foul line in disgust. The flagpole in center is limp. The outfield is straight away and deep.
Well, the stage is set here, Mark. We said it's going to be a nail-biter, and it is. So much rides on this pitch.
There is drama at Johnson Park, and the pitch is swung on, hit to the right side, and Benson had to go to cover the bag, and Stoll will get a base hit. Streaking for third base is Jim Leslie. The hit and run executed to perfection by Chad Stoll. Benson broke to cover the runner at second base, and Stoll put it right where he would have been. Number 5 in the base hit category for New Ulm. The second tonight for Chad Stoll. Runners at the corners, 1 man out, and here comes Arnie Kirkowitz. There, well, I was going to say there goes Brewitt, but apparently he just flipped the ball to the umpire and got a new one.
Yep.
So now you've got Aaron Allen coming up. You've got second base open, and you've got Scott Schmidt on deck. Now, Jim, New Ulm is famous for that trying to get hung up and get a run home in here, but with Allen and Schmidt coming up, what do you do? Do you try to send Stoll, who's got excellent speed, and get out of the double play situation?
Oh, I don't think you send him yet. I think that they're going to let Aaron Allen hit away, or they may have Aaron Allen squeeze. I don't know what they're going to do, but I think that the delayed double steal is usually a two-out situation. It usually was for us in high school. We got two good hitters coming up here with a lot of things able to happen to score that run.
Allen tonight has singled and scored, grounded to short, flied to right, reached on an air.
This is a good stage for Aaron Allen to be heroic.
We'll take a fly ball, swing and a miss. Strike one. Aaron going for it all there. He just uncoiled there. On deck, Scott Schmidt stole at first. Leslie at third. And Leslie better be alert. Anderson can throw behind him. And it is a strike call that is 0-2. And there again, the pitch was from here. It looked outside, but boy, I'll tell you what.
He's been consistent.
That plate's about 18 inches wide right now. Sidearm, fastball upstairs. It is 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, top of the ninth, 4-all. New Ulm and Oconomowoc. The 1-2 delivery way outside. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He's throwing hard. He's just having trouble locating the plate. He being Brewitt.
Allen has moved up in the batter's box, looking for that fastball. Brewitt looking in. The left-hander kicks and throws. Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball on the outside part of the plate. 2 down. Big strikeout.
Well, we're still in good shape, however. We've got runners at the quarters. There is a possibility of a pass ball. There's a possibility of the delayed double steal coming. And Schmidt's a pretty fair country hitter in there. Another good hitter to have up in this kind of situation.
Boy, Allen had singled and hit the ball hard, and the pitchers in this tournament have been pitching him outside, and that time Allen swung and missed with the fastball on the outside part of the plate. Well, Scott Schmidt will try to be the hero now. A double, a walk, a pop up to second, and he reached on an error by the second baseman. And the pitch. Fastball at the knees, call strike one.
If New Ulm runs a delayed double steal, it's very likely that they may go off the pitcher.
Leslie at third, Stoll at first, and the pitch. Swung on and foul back, and it's 0-2. Boy, you can't help but be impressed with Oconomowoc. It's a gutsy team. An excellent team.
Well, they're also playing an excellent team. Just had a bad break on a ground ball hit to center.
The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and tapped towards second. And they'll flip it to short as they go the short way. Gergen to Fremming to force Chad Stoll. And Beaver Brewitt gets out of it with a piece of excellent pitching for New Ulm in the ninth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. They leave 2. We go to the bottom half of the ninth inning now, and it is New Ulm 4 and Oconomowoc 4. 4-4 bottom of the ninth, and I said earlier that New Ulm lacked that killer instinct. They had a runner on second base with 1 out in the 4th and could not get him in. They had runners on first and second with 2 out in the 7th and could not get him in. And now they had runners at the corners with 1 out in the 9th inning and could not score. Oconomowoc comes up here in the bottom half of the 9th inning.
3, 4, 5.
The heart of the order for Chad Stoll, Bob Anderson, Mike Barker, and John Kupfer. Stoll's first pitch, strike called. Anderson popped to second, popped to third, struck out, doubled the center, and the ball took a hop over the head of Jim Leslie, and Brewitt, Fremming, and Smith all scored. Here's a pop-up to the right side down the right field line. Bloomer on the dead run, reaches up and makes a great catch. What a catch by Marshall Bloomer with his back to the infield. He slid, looked up, found the ball, and made the catch. What a play. 2 excellent catches tonight by New Ulm defensively. Trolling off the bat of Beaver Brewitt to open the game. And Bloomer just then, and Bloomer earlier tonight made a great pickup on the other end of a double play.
Yeah, that was just a fine play.
Mike Barker drags a bunt down, stole off the mound, he can't pick it up, base hit.
That, beautiful. I think, surprised us. You don't expect the cleanup hitter to drag bunt, and that's a part of the Oconomowoc offense that I have noticed, that they do that very well. I imagine that that's one of the reasons that they're here.
Well, Barker tonight's got 3 hits. That's number 11 now for Oconomowoc, and the winning run now on at first base. And here's John Kupfer, who hasn't been out either. First pitch, low, ball 1. Kupfer is struck out, fly to center, reached on a fielder's choice and singled. Stoll from the stretch. Pitch is grounded towards second. Could be 2. Robbie to Schmidt for 1. Here's the relay. Double. In time. 4-6-3 double play. And that takes care of Oconomowoc in the 9th. 1 hit. Nobody left at the end of 9. New Ulm 4 and Oconomowoc 4. New Ulm is 1-0 in overtime in this tournament. This is the first time Oconomowoc has seen that situation. It will be Marshall Bloomer, Russ Trauig. They will be the first 2 hitters.
I think Wellman then will be
right
the 3rd hitter up in the inning. That play by Bloomer, where he went deep behind first base almost to the light tower, was just a super play. One of the good defensive plays New Ulm has made in this tournament.
Brewitt delivers to Bloomer. Pitch is swung on and foul on the right side and out of play. 1 strike to Marshall Bloomer. Tonight, Marshall has flied to left, grounded out, flied to center, and singled. He is 1 for 4. Here is the pitch. Swung on, grounded toward the second baseman. Gergen gets the glove down, throws him out, 1 down. Chad Stoll and what do we call? Is that a foul ball?
No, I don't think so. I
thought I saw the umpire pointing foul. Apparently not. Okay, well, there's 1 down. Chad Stoll and Beaver Brewitt are the pitchers of record here. We're in the top of the 10th. The pitch to Trauig is swung on and fouled to the backstop. Russ tonight is grounded back to the box, walked, grounded out to third, and flied to left. Hitless in 3 trips, and the pitch from Brewitt swung on and fouled to the backstop. 0-2.
I think Brewitt throws harder than either Smith or Spangenberg, and New Ulm is going to have to make some adjustment to that. I think that you'll notice that they'll get a little bit